are now live on YouTube, starting on Rumble. Let's get this music going. Alright, good afternoon, hello, and welcome to the Omni Coalition News Show, aka TOCNS. This show is a dive into the weird, obscure, bizarre, and other words for a strange world of notable events, weather, and sports. Covering topics seldomly, if ever, seen from most news sources these days. Join us! During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss, for the most part. For links to the articles and anything else potentially interesting, please check the underbar of the description below, and all links gathered throughout the show will appear post-live stream, as per usual. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander, and I thought I saw your microphone light up there. Are you back? Yeah. Hey!
Huge.
Yeah, welcome to the show. And, of course, the audience, thank you for joining us. Whether you're watching live or, later on in the time-space continuum. So, appreciated nonetheless. So, Mr. King Refuge, are you down to get into some crazy news here?
Oh, yeah, I'm down.
All right, this first one is a bit of a doozy. I'm actually going to minimize my screen because there's a bit of a, graphic picture that goes along with this. Scientists, from Oddity Central here, scientists create smart pill that vibrates to make you feel full. What? So it says here, researchers at MIT created a high-tech pill that starts to vibrate once it makes contact with gastric fluid in the user's stomach in order to stimulate receptors in the stomach and create the sensation of fullness. Vibes, short for vibrating ingestible bioelectric stimulator, was only recently unveiled in a study published in the Science Journal. Why can't I read today? But it is already being touted by the media as the future of weight loss. Although it has yet to be tested on humans, trials on pigs have yielded very promising results. For about 30 minutes of Vibes activity, pigs consumed an average almost 40% less food in the next half hour than they did without the smart pill. Apparently, the revolutionary device works by activating stretch receptors in the stomach, simulating the presence of food. This in turn signals the hypothalamus to increase the levels of hormones that make us feel full. So, and then there's a picture there of like inside intestines and such, and it's kind of gross. I don't want to show it, but yeah, that's really interesting.
That sounds good.
But that makes me kind of wonder, like, what if something lodges loose? It's a vibrating pill, and then now you have something inside of you, and what if something is designed to lodge loose? Is another, that starts getting into the conspiracy realm with that. So
yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. I don't want to swallow anything vibrating. That's just weird, or that will vibrate. Like, can you imagine? You're just like you take a pill and then like 10 minutes later, all of a sudden your stomach starts to vibrate. It's like, whoa, what the hell? Like, that would feel so weird, Huh. Anyway. Let's move on up here. More from Oddity Central. Talented tattoo artist creates the most impressive photorealistic tattoos. It goes on to say here, Yono is a super talented artist who specializes in microrealism, creating small but impressively realistic pieces that look ready to jump off the skin. That sounds terrifying. What year is this? 28-year-old Yono is recognized as one of the most talented tattoo artists in Los Angeles. Oh, he's out here. Born and raised in South Korea, Yono discovered her passion for tattoos only a decade or so ago when her mother decided to get a tattoo and asked for help with finding a good tattoo artist. She soon discovered the world of Japanese tattoos and was blown away by the intricate artworks masters of the craft could produce. She started looking into the possibility of working in the field after graduating high school and began tattooing professionally in 2014. She has since become a master in her own right, producing some truly awe-inspiring masterpieces. So, like, let me bigger my my thing here now, my browser.
Cool.
That's look at that little baby Batman. Like, whoa, is that Biggie Smalls?
Yeah,
I thought so. And cat, wow. Whoa. Like, these have got to cost a lot of money.
Oh, for sure.
Like, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Those are just several examples. Like, so if you want a really good tattoo, go to this person, but probably, like, does it say, it said something about 2 to 4 inches in size. while their color designs are between 4 and 6 inches. So, does it tell us how much does it cost?
They must have some good skin because
yeah,
like certain colors don't mix on like your skin, depending on what type you have.
Switch to live chat here.
That the cartoonist one seems like it would be hard.
This one
to match. No, what is it? The Disney one. There you go.
Oh, the
multitude of colors just seems like one of those colors shouldn't blend so much, right?
Huh.
'Cause I can't. My skin doesn't take yellows and whites very well.
Huh. So I guess it really, maybe if you really want good tattoos, you got to go to a dermatologist and get get them involved and everything. Like, like what is the makeup of your skin? What oils do you produce? Like, you got to start getting into some serious science. That's pretty interesting. I never thought about that.
That's crazy.
Huh. So, well, I never gotten ink before. I've thought about it. But now I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna go to a dermatologist, figure out okay, what tattoo ink would be all right. Obviously there'll be a little back and forth. Dermatologist will be like, don't tattoo yourself, you fool. You're destroying your skin cells. Yeah, no, I saw a video about the process of tattooing a while ago, and it's kind of scary. Anyway, let's move on up. What else do we got here? More from Oddity Central. Japanese man has 4 wives, 3 children, and no job. How the hell does he do that? Japanese media recently reported the controversial story of a 35-year-old Japanese man who allegedly has 4 wives and 3 small children, but hasn't worked in over a decade. How old is this guy? 45 years? No, 35-year-old Ryutsu Watanabe of Sapporo on Japan's Hokkaido Island has become an overnight sensation in his home country due to an unconventional lifestyle. Watanabe reportedly lives with 3 of his 4 wives who get along great with each other and relies on them for most of the family's financial needs, and he hasn't had a job in the last 10 years. The polygamous family's daily life recently featured on Japan's Abema TV news program Abema Prime and sparked quite a heated debate in Japan, a country where polygamy is officially banned. To bypass Japan's polygamy law, Ryuta's 4 wives are currently in what is known as a common law relationship with him, but they plan to register their marriages and then divorce him one at a time so they can take the surname Wannabe, or the Watanabe, wow, I'm sorry, and pass it on to their children. Wow, so that's pretty wild. What do you have to say about this, KR?
You see the puppy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have 2 dogs. So, wow, dude, I just can't fathom how they can all be okay with him, not having a job or something. It probably does say, is he a house dad? Does he do all the chores and everything? Does he do his fair share, in the relationship? I'm not sure. But, 4 wives and 3 children, it's just, I don't know, man.
He's a hoss in the bed, that's why.
He's a what?
He's a hoss in the bed, that's why.
Awesome bed display?
He's a hoss.
Hoss.
Big guy.
Ah.
Big guy.
Yeah. Wait, what else do we got here? More from Oddity Central. Pakistan's famous chain tree has been under arrest for over a century. What? The chained tree of Peshawar in Pakistan has been under arrest since 1899, when a British officer decided to teach it a lesson for moving away from him. It has remained chained ever since. What? 125 years ago, a drunk British officer by the name of James Squid performed one of the most bizarre arrests in the history of Landi Kotal, probably the world, a town near the TOCNS border. Convinced that the tree was trying to get away from him as he struggled to approach it, Squid ordered it to be chained to the ground and placed under arrest. The chains have remained in place ever since, and a plaque tells the story of the arrest for curious tourists. What the hell? Wow. That is some wild stuff right there.
That's crazy.
He arrested a tree. You know? What's pretty crazy is that there's actually not one but two trees in the world that I know about. Actually, I think they're both in the States. That actually legally own themselves. You know about that? Let's see here. The tree that owns itself is a white oak tree that, according to legend, has legal ownership of itself and all the land within 8 feet of its base. So, it's pretty interesting. Right there. Tree that owns itself. Anyway, what other articles do we got here? More from Audi Central. Pesticide company holds a temple ceremony in honor of killed bugs. What? Every year, Japanese pesticide company Earth Corporation holds a transcendence ceremony at the Myoji Temple in Ako City in honor to honor the insects that sacrifice their lives for research purposes. Huh. Earth Corporation prides itself on being the #1 preferred household insecticide company in Japan, a status it has achieved over decades of research and trial and error. In order to test the efficiency of its products, the company uses them on various species of insects at a proprietary research facility in Ako City, and some of those bugs inevitably die in the process. The whole point. The company breeds the bugs it uses for testing, but that doesn't make their sacrifice meaningless. And to show that it doesn't take the tiny creatures for granted, Earth Corporation holds an honorary ceremony at the Myoji Temple in Ako City. Well, that's pretty cool. You there, Kate?
Even respect the bugs.
Yeah, like that's really cool. You know, like honoring the insects, because I mean, they kind of don't really get a say in being tested on and killed, so that's kind of screwed up when you think about it. But I mean, you know, what are we gonna do for progress? Just, you know, test it on humans? You know, which kinds? Like, and that won't even work. It's for pesticides. Like, why would we be spraying our crops with human killing chemicals? That's yeah. So anyway, what else do we got here? More from Audi Central. The Swan car, probably the most outrageous roadworthy vehicle ever built. I don't know, I've seen some pretty crazy cars out there. The Swan car is regarded as one of the craziest, most eccentric vehicles ever to hit the streets, and one look at it is enough to explain why. The Swan car was commissioned in the early 1900s by Robert Nicholas Scotty Mathewson, a wealthy British engineer living in Calcutta. It has never been clear why he was so obsessed with swans, maybe because he lived in Swan Park next to Calcutta Zoo, which was home to many beautiful swans, but he loved the birds enough to travel to England in 1909 and place a very special order, I guess, with J.W. Brooks and Company of Lowestoft, Suffolk, swan-shaped car. The following year, the unique vehicle arrived in Calcutta and immediately became the talk of the town. It was unlike anything anyone had ever seen or would ever see again for that matter, and it came with some intriguing features. That is a very interesting vehicle. Look at that thing, man.
Yeah, it's wild.
The Swan car. I wonder if it was, what's the word? Amphibious. You know?
Yeah.
Although, I'm not sure. It looks like it's kind of in some marshy ground right there.
They have a goose honk, like honk honk.
That probably would have a thing. Let's see. Some of the most outrageous features of the Swan car include a special duct that, when released, released whitewash on the road from time to time to create the illusion that the swan had pooped. What the fuck? You want to make the illusion that your car took a dump on the road? Okay. As well as 8 organ pipes and a keyboard for different horn sounds. Wow. So you had da 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 da. Can you imagine that as your horn? At the touch of a button, the swan's beak opened and sprayed hot water fed by the pressurized engine steam cooling system into an arc to clear the way of pedestrians. Wow, they even had a built-in fire hose. What the hell? Oh my god, get out of the way, the swan's coming. Honk, 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 honk. Spray, spray. Oh my goodness. That is wild. That is a wild car. There's a video down here of it too. So, Let's see. Does it demonstrate anything? Just that they're just driving and stuff. Oh, there we go. There's the...
So, yeah, it's an animal, it's a bird, so it has also...
I can't believe they built in a poop feature. Like, why? Why? That's ridiculous. I see we have in the chat in Rumble, Arlene. Hello, how you doing? Why would women want to share a man? It ain't money. Yeah. I wonder if Pfizer holds a ceremony. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, like anyone who was watching the Rumble prior to the stream, this video was playing. But anyone who wasn't, like, I'm gonna play this here really quick. And King, you watching my share screen? KR? Alright, well, anyway, I'm going to play this. I played that because we were on the subject of wild cars. So anyway, let's move it on up. More from Oddity Central, and this one's really, really disturbing. Mickey ears cosmetic procedure for pets sparks controversy in China. Yeah, you know, like, some of the things China does is just, like, really inhuman, and some of these are just even beyond that. I don't know how they keep topping themselves, but China, please stop. You proved your point, you know, like, enough. Chinese media reports that a growing number of pet owners are putting their animals through painful cosmetic procedures in order to give them rounded ears inspired by Mickey Mouse. You can kind of see the top part here. This is really disturbing here. Most cats and dogs have naturally pointy or droopy ears, but a new disturbing trend sweeping through China these days has pet owners ignoring common sense and their animals' physical and mental well-being for the promise of stylish Mickey ears. Apparently, some shady pet clinics will slice part of the animal's ears off to achieve the Mickey Mouse look. I'm sorry, this is painful to read. But there's also a variety of special you know, I'm not going to read it. This is, you know, I mean, like, you know, like, I don't like the idea of pets. I don't particularly like dogs, but this is just awful. This is absolutely disgusting. And
what the hell?
I can't handle this anymore. I'm going to move on. Anyway, more from Oddity Central. Woman sues dentist for conducting 32 procedures in a single session. Yikes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. A Minnesota woman is suing her dentist for allegedly putting her through hell for over 5 hours by conducting 32 different procedures in a single agonizing session. Having to endure one root canal is traumatizing enough, but imagine having to sit through 4 root canal procedures, 8 dental crowns, and no less than 20 fillings in a single session. Yikes.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Dude, you can't even get me on that with, like, you know, gas and such, which I have, like, I have a deep cleaning here coming up really quick.
Getting this done today.
Yeah, this is, It sounds like a nightmare, and Kathleen Wilson, a Minnesota woman with several dental problems, can attest that it truly was. In a span of just over 5 hours, her dentist, Dr. Kevin Mollernum, allegedly used about double the recommended dose of anesthetic in an attempt to fix all her teeth in a single session. His efforts allegedly left the woman disfigured and distressed, and she is now asking for at least $50,000 in damages. That's pretty low. Like,
damn, man.
Wow.
That's pretty messed up.
I would have expected,
so you messed
like,
her up. You didn't fix it.
Yeah,
You
that's terrible. So, yikes. I mean,
That's
like,
good. It's the worst injury you can have, like, in the mouth.
yeah, like, because I'm a little concerned. I have a they say it's going to be a 4-hour long process. They want to do a deep cleaning, and they got, like, I have a small hypersensitive mouth, like, and so, like, you know, normal numbing doesn't do anything. They got to put me on nitro or nitrous or whatever it is. So, like, yeah,
Heavy stuff.
I'm a little nervous, but yeah, 32 procedures though. That is insane.
Yeah,
Like, so let's go over this again. 4 root canals, 8 crowns, and at least 20 fillings in one hit. Like, yikes, man. That's poor lady. What else do we got here? More from Audio Central. South Korean artist creates the most detailed celebrity figurines. Park Young-jae is an incredibly talented artist from South Korea who specializes in what is that? Molding and sculpting hyper-realistic figurines of iconic Hollywood actors and K-pop stars. Not much is known about Park Young-jae's work, but he does have hundreds of thousands of followers across several social networks, and for good reason. His hyper-realistic figurines are simply out of this world. The young artist starts by sculpting the heads of his creations using special tools to recreate every detail, down to individual hair strands. He then attaches them to bodies with movable joints and even uses miniature clothing to really nail in their iconic look. The end result is nothing short of awe-inspiring. So here they have Tom Hanks. That's really, really good. And oh wow, that's Tom Hanks again as Forrest Gump. And I don't know who that is, but he adds hair to him. That's another Tom Hanks.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, Heath Ledger's Joker.
Tiny.
Wow.
They're little tiny things.
Oh, hey, dude, look, it's young Leo.
It's Mini Leo.
He's the king of the tiny world. Oh, cool. They put him in a suit of armor thing.
Oh, sweet.
You can move him around. You know, he's basically making like celebrity action figures.
Yeah. That's dope.
It's pretty cool. Oh, it's this guy from James Bond.
James Bond.
Yeah. Yeah, those are a few examples of his work. Interesting stuff. What else do we got here? From UPI, aka Oopie, waves at California beaches glow with bioluminescent algae at night. I remember many years ago, like I went down to San Diego. Like I was at a hookah lounge, you know, around here, and it was like 10 o'clock or whatever. They're like, oh, there's bioluminescent algae in San Diego. So we drove for 2 hours to get down there, you know, screwed around in the tide, drove 2 hours back home. So, yeah, let me bigger this, just so that way you see, like.
Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah, it looks so crazy.
I learned about this from Bob's Burgers.
What?
I learned about this from a Bob's Burgers episode.
Oh yeah, they had the algae at one episode. That's right.
I was like, oh, neat. That happens.
Yeah, it looks crazy, and like what they don't show is like when you're walking in the sand, your footsteps glow. Because you're disturbing the algae, like, you know, it washes up with the water, it gets in the sand, and it reacts to disturbances. So as you walk, you make little glowy footsteps. It's so cool.
It is wild.
Yeah. Moving on up, UPI, Chinese performers Slinky Skillz create new world record category. Okay, so let's see this. Let's bigger this here. Whoa. Okay. That's impressive. So he somehow is like...
He's the Slinky master.
But he is like controlling his Slinky. This kind of breaks physics, question mark? Because a Slinky is random. Like, how can you control something that's wobbling around like that? How can you aim it, focus it, have it target beer bottle after beer bottle like that? That is wild. Oh. Says here, a Chinese performer created a new Guinness World Records category with his Slinky skills when he used the spring-like toy to surround 41 glass bottles in 1 minute. Wow. Wu Kuiyang, a Guangdong resident who has been creating his own Slinky manipulation tricks since 2009, brought his skills to the set of Italian TV series Les Shows de Record. The show saw Wu use his Slinky to individually surround 41 bottles in 1 minute, returning the toy to his hands after each bottle. The feat led Guinness World Records to make him the first title holder for the most glass bottles trapped with a Slinky in 1 minute. Wow. Wow. So this guy literally created a new...
very specific world record.
Dude, we're literally witnessing history here because, like, do you have any idea how many... Yeah, Arlene, I agree. It is really important to control your Slinky. Just saying. Oh, Arlene, you naughty young lady. But yo, this guy knows how to control his Slinky. You know, like that is wild though. Like you know, there's like you know David Rush who has like over 250 some odd world record titles to his own name. Like, you know, some people, that's their life. And it's wild. Like, there's so many records out there. It's just, I used to get the Guinness books, you know, and now it has to be like,
I'm sure, like a dictionary.
yeah, I know. Like, I'm not even sure they make them anymore unless you like order special, or if you want it to. They probably don't list all of their records in there either. You know.
Yeah.
Like, most peanut butter sandwiches eaten in 1 minute while farting. Oh, come all you faithful. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
weird stuff. Anyway, more from UPI. Brooch purchased for under $25, expected to sell for up to $19,000. That is a very good markup right there.
Yeah.
Wow. Gildings.
It's ugly.
Yeah, it looks fairly plain, but it has to be.
It looks
some
like a
kind
child
of
made it.
What?
It looks like a child made it.
Yeah. Well, it looks really old.
Yeah.
So it says here, Gildings auctioneer said Flora Steele was watching a Most Wanted Finds clip from a 2011 episode of Antiques Roadshow when she recognized some sketches shown on screen from the Victorian Albert Museum's archive. The designs were for brooches designed by Victorian Gothic Revival designer and architect William Burge, and they reminded Steele of a piece she had purchased from an antique store, for no less than $25 in 1988. Let's see here. The silver coral lapis lazuli and malachite brooch is now scheduled to be auctioned in the spring and is expected to sell for up to $19,000. But why? It just says it's a breathtaking discovery. So I guess it's from that time period. So
Must be something specific.
it's not telling us where though. Like, it's just
It
just alluded to it. So I don't know.
Like if it's somebody's famous brooch or what?
Maybe Queen Elizabeth's brooch or whatever. I don't know, or Victoria. So I don't know. If anybody can figure more out about this, let me know. We might cover it again. We'll see. So anyway, Pittsburgh couple's dog eats $4,000 in cash.
Dead dog.
Yeah.
The title should be Owner Kills Dog.
How much does it cost to euthanize? I think that about covers it. So, here, let me get the shotgun here. Oh, Yeller, let's go out back. A Pittsburgh couple whose dog ate an envelope filled with $4,000 in cash said they were able to recover $3,550, but it was dirty work. Oh, yike. Yeah,
No.
Clayton Law said he and his wife Carrie were having a fence installed at their home in the Point Breeze neighborhood, and the workers requested to be paid in cash, so he left an envelope filled with $4,000 and $150 bills on the kitchen counter. Law said he returned to the kitchen about 30 minutes. Yeah, freaking dude, like
paid cash.
Yeah, like freaking dogs just taking things off the counter. Like, oh, that pisses me off. Like, greedy fuckers. So. Law said he returned to the kitchen about 30 minutes later to find Cecil, the couple's 7-year-old golden doodle, making a meal out of the couch. The couple said about trying to reassemble the shredded bills and came up with $1,500 worth of bills with serial numbers that were intact enough to have them replaced by their bank. A couple more $100 bills were retrieved later in the evening when Cecil vomited, but the rest of the money involved a lot of waiting and a whole lot of very dirty work. We don't need to go on beyond that. So, absolutely disgusting. Like,
imagine going to the bank with that. Just like, yeah, can I have my money? Can I have my money in exchange?
It's just like the bank teller is just like, your teacher always believed you about your homework, didn't they? And then you just give them the bills. You're like, oh, you
I
weren't
had to
kidding.
come into work today. Oh my god.
My dog ate my money.
My dog ate my money.
It reminds me of like this one picture I saw about like this guy's pit bull or whatever ate his flashlight. You just see like the glowy from inside the chest. It looked like Iron Man. Like, oh my god. Anyway, this one is kind of scary. More from UPI. Largest Australian funnel web spider donated for anti-venom program. Well, at least they have it. So, A funnel web spider named Hercules, the largest known specimen of its kind, has been donated to the Australian Reptile Park for its use in anti-venom program.
Let's see this monster.
The spider, found and donated by a private individual, was located on Australia's north-south Wales central coast. Measuring 3.11 inches, Hercules overtakes the last known largest male funnel web spider, Colossus. Its venom can kill a human in 15 minutes. Whoa! Holy shit! No thank you. You know, this is why, no. But you know about milking spiders, you know, and milking, like, you know, scorpions and snakes and all that stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there are 35 types of funnel web spider species, and they are one of the deadliest on Earth. Since the program's 1981 inception, there have not been any reported deaths by a funnel web spider bite. Thank goodness, because of the anti-venom. Cool. You know? But wow. 15 minutes and you're dead by a 4-inch spider.
And no one's died of it.
Since 81, that's good.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No one reported, that is.
Yeah, true that.
You could have been out there bushwhacking by yourself in the outback and died and eaten by jackals. Or dingoes, sorry. So, who knows? Anyway, moving on up, more from UPI. Letter mailed in 1943, finally delivered to family 80 years later. Well, they took their sweet-ass time, didn't they? Let's see here. The letter addressed DeKalb residents Louis and Lavina George resurfaced recently at the DeKalb post office, and a worker decided to try to track down family members. The letter was finally delivered to Grace Salazar, a relative who lives in Portland, Oregon, and she has shared the piece of mail with Jeanette Gorge, Louis and Lavina George's daughter. A message from the quote, a message from the past, seemingly showing up out of nowhere. That's pretty incredible, end quote. From that, the letter mailed in 43 was authored by a cousin expressing condolences to the Georges, whose firstborn daughter, Evelyn, had died of cystic fibrosis. That's awful. So, wow. So, the post office employee who tracked down the George family said the letter likely remained undelivered for so long because the mailing address had a street name but no house number. Yeah, you got to put in all the information there, guys. So, yeah. Dude, like, you know, kids these days don't even know how to write letters, do they? Like, how to do things, you know, through the post. It's all emails. Do they even use emails anymore? Like,
right.
Like, emails are only used to create accounts, and then you talk on Discord or Facebook or Snapchat or Hulu or whatever the hell you talk on. Hulu's a streaming service. What am I doing? Anyway. What? Yeah, South Carolina, I think that's SC. A woman folded 10,000 Starburst wrappers into world's longest chain. Okay, she had some time on her hands. South Carolina woman, yada, yada, yada. Elizabeth Allen of... I'm sorry?
She's single.
Elizabeth Allen of Greenville said she started folding Starburst wrappers during a college class at Furman University using the wrappers from candy provided to the class by a professor. Other students started to give her their wrappers to her, and she soon started to receive wrappers from students in other classes. Wow. That's kind of funny. She continued to work on her candy chain for 4 years, collecting wrappers from the students she taught during her first and second years as a teacher. Wow. So it kept going. The finished chain includes 10,000 wrappers. She said her efforts became more difficult after discovering the chain couldn't support its own weight with more than 500 wrappers, so she started toting it around with her in a large plastic container to keep it from breaking. The chain now lives in Alan's classroom, where it mostly spends its time sealed in the plastic container. Yeah, wow, that's pretty cool. So that's all candy wrappers. It's not beads or anything.
Right.
That's all paper.
I have no life. She's just so proud of it. Like,
the way you said that, I have no life. Oh my goodness. What else do we got here? Brazilian YouTubers build world's tallest popsicle stick structure. Okay. 78.1 foot tower made from popsicle sticks. Iberi Theonario and Mari Fulfaro, hosts of the educational YouTube channel Manual do Mundo, led the efforts to assemble the world's tallest popsicle stick structure in Sao Paulo. The host said it took them a team of 16 people to accomplish the feat. The structure took the record from a 41-foot 1-inch stone sewn in Raymond, Alberta, Canada, in June 2023. Well, all right, that's pretty cool. So let me bigger this. This is wow. So okay, so they made it. They transported it in sections. It looked like, and wow, that's all popsicle sticks. Can you believe that? Oh no!
Oh.
Yeah, so we just got some highlights of what they're doing. So they're gluing them together with epoxy, it looks like. Wow, that's pretty crazy though, dude. Like, that's all popsicle sticks. Wow.
Doesn't really count unless I get it up in the air.
That
Okay, come on.
that is so delicate. Holy crap. And it's windy. Oh no.
Oh yeah, and it's wow.
Wow. Whoa!
Oh,
How is it
come
still
on.
together?
Get it up there. They don't count unless you get it up.
That's what she said. Wow, dude. They're up
Hey,
there.
they did it! Yay! It didn't break.
There's a flag on it too. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, what else do we got here? We've already seen this. A
Hey,
boy at the age of
Tetris
13 becomes the
kid.
first to ever beat Tetris for the Nintendo system. And what actually happened?
Yay.
Yeah, was that he basically caused the RNG, thing or
Kill
something
screen.
to crash, so it couldn't generate another piece, so it couldn't continue.
Yeah.
There's like, I saw a video detailing like all the mathematics and everything. Like, oh, when you get to this level, you have like an X 0.0083% chance to trigger. If you clear a one line, it has to be a one line, like, and that crashes the game. Or there's a whole thing to it, and like, Mighty Meats, I believe, was it Mighty Meats? I think it was Mighty Meat, either him or Winning Reality. I think it was Mighty Meats. Talked about this the other day on his stream. He's like, grass kid and everything. And I also remember this one TV host, like, on a news show, basically telling this kid to touch grass. And like, I can see from both sides. Like, it's great that he did this. At the same time, he should be having a childhood, not spending his time indoors, playing a game like this. I mean, it's cool that he did it, but I mean, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm more of a yeah, go play video games kid.
yeah.
I'm that kid. I'm the video game kid. So
Yeah. I don't know. Like, humans are a social creature. Like, we need interaction, and like, all these introverts, is becoming a real problem.
oh
Like,
yeah, huge. I mean our birth rates are going down. Guys aren't dating and all that as much.
well, there's so many other factors that goes into all those, but what I'm really primarily scared about is them putting us in the pods. Like, you will be in the pod, you will go into the metaverse, you will eat the bugs, you will be happy and have nothing. Like, we're kind of being bred for this. It's kind of really concerning. So, yeah.
It's working.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on up. This is a danger. More from UPI. World War II era dummy bomb washes up on California beach. Uh-oh.
Oh.
You can only imagine the California. Oh my God, it's a bomb! Run away! Like, the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office said its bomb disposal team was summoned to the Pajero Dunes between Santa Cruz and Monterey on a report of a suspected explosive device that washed up amid the weekend's hazardous sea conditions. The team examined the object and suspected it to be a practice bomb with no explosive charge, but the Travis Air Force Base Explosive Ordnance Disposal Team was contacted to more closely examine the ordnance. The Air Force technicians used an X-ray scan to confirm the large degraded bomb was completely inactive and did not contain any explosives. The Air Force team said the object appears to be a Navy training bomb from the World War II era. The dummy bomb was removed from the beach and taken back to the Air Force Base. All right, so crisis averted. No, not an actual bomb. But this reminds me, this just happened like at some point yesterday. A B-1 bomber crashed into a nuclear-capable Air Force base. I've not heard anything else beyond just that. I don't know if it was in a combat zone, if it was a training exercise. I don't know anything beyond that. Like, it was just a base that has nuclear missiles and stuff in it for, standby. So that's kind of terrifying. Speaking of, bombs and explosives and training and all that stuff. So, what else do we got here? Texas woman bakes for 55 hours to attempt world record. Well, what kind of baking are we talking about? I know 2 types. It says here, Michelle Handley, who moved from Nigeria to Mansfield back in 2015, spent 55 hours creating various baked goods in her kitchen in an attempt to take the world record for the longest baking marathon by an individual. All right. Handley started cooking on December 28th and finished her attempt 55 hours later. Witnesses to her feat included Mansfield Police Chief Tracy Aaron. The current record is held by Alan Fisher, an Irish chef who baked for 47 hours, 21 minutes, and 21 seconds at his restaurant in Japan in September of last year. Evidence from Handley's attempt must now be reviewed by Guinness World Record officials. So I think that she did take the cake, pun intended, with that. Do we have any? I haven't checked out my comments yet. Arlene here says, oh my gosh, I heard this dog money story from this morning and it reminded me of the movie Gone in 60 Seconds where the dog ate the keys. Oh no. Yeah. And she also says here, a few years ago during that time when everyone was home and scared, I know that time, movement began to get back to old-fashioned ways, and now there is a community of handwritten letter writers. Oh yeah. Yeah, so pen pal things. Like, I remember hearing about that, Arlene. I almost joined in on that. Do you remember about that, King? When people started just like writing letters to people randomly, like?
No. I mean, back in the day, yeah.
Well, I mean, like back in 2020, 2021, during a time where everybody couldn't really leave their house. So...
No, I don't remember hearing about that.
Huh. Okay. Anyway. So that's interesting. She baked for 55 hours. That's a long time to bake there. So, and last but not least, beyond the ball drop, a pickle, pine cones, and a moon pie will mark the new year. This is from npr.org. So what do we have here? Go away, pop up. Is it? Well, let's see here. I'm going to read here. In Havre de Grace, Maryland, which is northeast of Baltimore, people count down to 2024 by watching a dazzling duck decoy sink down from the sky. The light fixture plays homage to the city's story's history of fishing and affinity for duck decoys, so much that Havre de Grace calls itself the decoy capital of the world. I wonder if that's where Duck Dynasty is. In the same vein, for the past 23 years, the Mount Olive Pickle Company has staged the descent of a giant pickle on New Year's Eve in its hometown of Mount Olive, North Carolina. Mobile, Alabama, they have a 600-pound, 12-foot-tall electronic moon pie. The s'more-like treat was originally made in Tennessee. Okay, then Flagstaff, Arizona, married couple Sam Green and Henry Taylor, who owns the Weatherford Hotel, dropped a plastic garbage can covered in pine cones and lights in '99, in part to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the hotel. Today, the pine cone is well lit, metallic, and about 6 feet tall. So they have, all sorts of things all over the place. Not just a ball, but all sorts of different things that drop. Interesting stuff. So, yeah. And let's not forget how this year started. Not only on a Monday, go figure, but we had that earthquake in Japan. 7.5 or something, and the resulting tsunami. There's still like several hundred people missing from both events and all that stuff. Let's not forget about that. So, and there's a couple of earthquakes on the east. There's one in New York, and there's one over by Washington D.C. We had one earlier today, a 4.5, about I don't know, 30 miles to the northeast. Not sure. So, do you have any interesting news, from your neck of the woods there, KR, before we wrap us up?
No, not really.
Well, that's unfortunate. Well, anyway, I guess that will conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. We are also on Rumble and BitChute and Odyssey, And links to those, our social medias and more on our Linktree, although Linktree doesn't display BitChute for some reason. So anyway, for your dose of odd, different, and unusual news, aka notable events, weather, and sports, we stream every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 4 Mountain, 5 Central, and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We have other shows. We do a history show almost every day, although I've kind of been absent. But, yeah, I'm going to try to get that started going back up tomorrow and all that stuff. We have, this show, the Omni Coalition News Show. We have Thea, The Edge of Disclosure, every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Kicking the Peanut every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Then we have the Omni Kitchen and, insert name of show here, but those are non-stream and everything and all that stuff. So, for anyone who's, watching our streams, let me... I haven't updated my script over here. So, if you're on the West Coast, 11 and 3, all for the E. Mountain Time, 12 and 4, watch us for more. Central, 1 and 5, click and drive. East, 2 and 6 for your fix. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander, and who was I joined by?
King's Refuge.
Yep. And, of course, you viewer are you, and I see you as well there, Miss Arlene. Thank you so much for interacting. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody who's watching this, be it live or sometime in the future or the past or wherever you are in the time-space continuum. Until you see us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Deuces.